Hi guys, it's raining at the moment, but yeah, it's not that loud. I can hear a drip outside, it's quite loud, it's landing on a mat. Anyway, this video is going to be a little bit boring for some people. It's basically a rundown of what I'm doing here, like what this is, why I'm doing it, what the purpose of it all is, and yeah, just giving people a rundown on everything. And yeah, so I wrote a list to help me not forget anything, yeah, so I'll run through the pointers on that list, and hopefully by the end of this video those that don't know too much will have a pretty good idea of what's going on. So at the moment I'm inside my micro camper. It's unfinished, but it's at the stage where, well, 3 weeks ago I was able to move into it, and I've been living in the template version of it, which was made out of real estate signs for 12 months. So last September till this September I was living in that, and it didn't take me long to build, probably a month or so, or weeks even. But yeah, this one here has taken about somewhere between 4 and 6 months to build, and a fair bit of money as well. I've spent so far about $3,500 on it. It's still nowhere near finished. And yeah, so there's a lot to go through, so I'll just get through things. So this is a ultra tiny home. Think of tiny homes, and this is way smaller. So this is smaller than most people's hallways or bathroom toilets. This wide, as my elbows touching both walls at the same time. And it's only about 9 feet long, 2.5 meters. Hang on, 2.7. I think it's about 2.75 meters inside. It's 2.85 on the outside, and then there's the tow hitch. It's got a single straight bar hitch, and it's designed to be pulled by pedal power with electrical assist. So I'm building a 40% scale Tesla Cybertruck to tow this thing. So if anyone's ever seen a velomobile, those pedal powered vehicles that are completely aerodynamic, covered over, and yeah, someone sits in it and they can pedal at really high speed. They're actually the most economical form of transport, more economical than walking. So the amount of calories that you burn versus the distance that you travel and the power output, that sort of thing. So velomobiles are very economical. Mine won't be quite so because of the weight of it, but yeah, pedal power with electric assist, which I'll absolutely need. Yeah, the reason for this is, firstly, I was in a tent, and I like camping, but yeah, it has its downsides. So you can have issues with critters, and you know, I had issues with holes being chewed in my tent, and yeah, whenever I'd go out or whenever I was asleep, things would try and invade and try and get them my food or whatever. And yeah, so, and then mold was another issue, having a canvas tent. I should have treated it with Scotchgard when I bought it, but I didn't, or even painted it with some hot wax, which is another thing that I heard you can do. But yeah, there's all these things that you need to consider with the tent, and at the end of the day, they're not that strong. They're not meant to be a permanent dwelling. But yeah, I did live in one for a few years, and absolutely loved it. But yeah, this is just a move on from that. So I decided, well, I was looking at bicycle campers. There's a guy on YouTube called Paul Elkins, Elkins. He's a former, I think, Boeing engineer. Like, he's a really clued up guy, and he designed a core flute, or coroplast. It's known in many parts of the world, which is what you see voting signs and real estate signs made out of. It's basically plastic cardboard, so it's 2 sheets of plastic with a corrugated core in the middle of it. Yeah, so they're quite strong and quite lightweight. And he built he's built several now, bicycle campers that are very lightweight. But the thing is, he doesn't live in them. He uses them for a weekend or something like that. And basically he's just showing people what can be done. Now, lots of people have copied what Paul Elkins has done, and there's even custom made, factory built bicycle campers that you can buy, all sorts of designs. And as far as a pop-top camper, I thought this was the go. So I'm sitting on my feet at the moment, so I'm much higher than I normally sit. But if I wasn't on my feet, I'd be down here, sort of thing. Yeah, hang on, I'll get on my butt more. There we go. That's me on my butt more. On my butt more. Anyway, so as you can see, the roof, when it's down, is that high. So that halfway mark here is where the roof drops down to. So yeah, it's a solid pop top. The walls are all solid, and yeah, it's a high quality finish that I'm going for as well. There's still a long way to go with that. So yeah, the design of this was to have a very small carbon footprint. There you go. Now I'm lower again because I'm sitting. My feet were getting sore. So yeah, the idea was to have the smallest possible footprint, to be mobile easily, to not require registration, license, insurance, green slips, yeah, inspections, rent, site fees, mortgages, all those sorts of things. What are you doing? You up to no good? So yeah, I was just wanting something that could tick all those boxes as far as being small, having a purpose where it can be moved around, kind of like a camper van. So yeah, and then I saw the Tesla Cybertruck, because I was thinking of building something like a camper like this, and then getting a trike or a quadricycle, and get an electric assist on that to pull this around. But then I saw the Cybertruck, the Tesla Cybertruck. It's a all electric vehicle, super quick, super powerful, really good range, 4-wheel drive. Yeah, amazing off-road capabilities, towing capabilities, and it has an awesome coefficient of drag, which they call CD. So the estimated CD for the Tesla Cybertruck is 0.32, I think, by memory. And yeah, so that's quite good for a, just a sec. Dogs are about to have a little argument. So yeah, it's very aerodynamic for a SUV or a 4-wheel drive or a ute. And I thought, and it's very futuristic, it looks fantastic. Something like out of the, Back to the Future, with, the DeLorean. Looks similar in many ways. It's got that stainless steel look. So yeah, the Cybertruck's an all stainless steel vehicle as well, so there's no paint. And yeah, so that's what I'm going for. I'm copying the Cybertruck and building a matching camper, and this is the camper. I decided to start with the camper because my tent was stuffed, and the option was to spend money on a new tent or start on this. And so yeah, it turned out to be cheaper at the time to get a template version built than it was to build a tent, and that way I could test out whether or not this would work. As you can see, it's super tiny, but for me it works. It's not for everyone. What are you eating? Sorry, got a naughty puppy behind me that's up to mischief at the moment. I picked a bad time to record right when she's been naughty. Anyway, so yeah, the coefficient of drag was really good, and I decided, well, a Velomobile works good with a low CD, and the Cybertruck has a low CD, and yeah, I thought of buying Velomobiles, and they're upwards of $10, $15, even $20,000 just to get into something half decent, even second hand. And so I thought, well, why not build one? Basically, I'm building a four-wheeled Velomobile, and with a custom-made skin on it that looks like a Cybertruck. Yeah, so this pop-top camper, it's in its up mode at the moment. The roof is right up. I can stand up in here with the roof up. With the roof down, I can sit in here. But yeah, for camping, it's meant to have the roof up. It's designed to go up quite easily. At the moment it doesn't. It takes two people to do it. But yeah, it's designed to run on rails, and with some gas struts that help push it up and also guide it up. But at the moment, I have to have one person each end lift it up and then put some pins in to secure it in place, one in each corner. Takes a few minutes, but it's achievable until I get the guides in, the runners that I'm having it to guide on, and also the gas struts that help lift it up. But yeah, for the moment it works as it is. I'm not popping the roof up and down, so I'm not in any major rush to get that part of it done. But what I do want to get done is the skin on the outside. So the inside is close to finished. I need a little bit more material. As you can see, there's a bit of green here, and that's foil board. That's what's insulating this whole thing. But the rest of this is all coated in a material that's acrylic, like plastic. It's 2.2 millimeters thick, and very strong, very durable. It's designed for shower walls. So inside your shower, this would be your wall. And so yeah, it's designed to handle heat and cold. It's designed to be wet. It's designed to be mold resistant. It's designed to be wiped clean, not need painting, and it's a high gloss white. Most of, or actually all of what you can see at the moment has all still got its protective plastic sheeting on, so it takes away the sheen, the gloss sheen that it has. So it looks a little bit dull at the moment. But yeah, wipe clean, paint free, super durable and strong. So I didn't want walls that, because this is so tiny, if I turn around and I've got something in my pocket and I press against it with my hip, I didn't want to poke a hole in the wall with my pocket. Or you know what I mean, just little things like that. I wanted these walls, if the dogs jump up and start scratching the doors, I didn't want them to damage it. And I've proved that works, because I've had the little one here scratching at the door, and no damage is done. Can't see a scratch at all. It's really tough stuff. So super happy with the choice of materials for the inside, and the outside, when that gets done, I'll also be equally as happy with. The inside cost will have cost close to close to $1,000 when it's done. The whole thing so far has cost me $3,500 or so, without any consideration to labour. You know, put lots of hours into this, and also having to buy things like a welder and all sorts of stuff that I didn't have, and tools. Yeah, so the sorry, lost my train of thought for a sec there. Yeah, where was I? Brain fart. You're really distracting me. Yeah, so anyway, that's right, I was onto the outside. So the outside's going to cost about $1,500. And it's going to be also an acrylic finish, or an acrylic material, but it's got a much different look. It's going to look like basically stainless steel appliances in your kitchen, that sort of brushed stainless steel look. So it's actually going to be aluminium sheeting on top of the acrylic, so it looks like it's stainless steel. But yeah, I'm going to do a really good job of making it look super tight and nice and neat, and no gaps, and really neat edges, so that it does look rigid edge and not, you know, like a backyard build. So yeah, I do want it to have a high quality finish, and that's the intention. So it will have a high quality finish, and so far we're pretty close to that. You can see things at the moment, well, I can, just by looking at the screen now. Yeah, so there's things like that back wall behind me doesn't have this sheeting on it. It's actually green like this wall, and that's because I need one more of these packs. I bought 4 packs of this stuff, and they're $189 a pack. So we're up around, you know, getting up near $800 there. 760, bit less than that. But anyway, I needed 5 packs, not 4, and 5 packs would have finished off the doors. And there's a panel there, one that you can't see behind the TV at the moment, another one up at the roof, just at the back. So yeah, there's one more pack needed to finish off the inside. So that brings the cost of that up, you know, way over $900. And yeah, so we're looking at probably around $5,000 for the inside and outside to be clad and the whole thing to be built. And then we've got a whole heap of electricals and suspension, brakes and batteries and all sorts of stuff that go into it before it's finished, and I estimate that'll be at least $3,000, probably up to around $5,000, maybe even a bit more. So we're looking at $8,000 to $10,000 for the total camper build, possibly over that. But yeah, I'm looking at somewhere around that price there, and we're around the $3,500 mark at the moment. So yeah, quite a way to go, but I'm already in it. I'm living in it. The TV is not a permanent fixture. It's just in here for the day because there's one thing that I like to watch on TV each year, and that's the Bathurst 1000 race. And so I brought the TV in here because I couldn't watch it on my tablet. And so yeah, I got to watch it Bathurst 1000 in here with the TV in here. But yeah, in the morning, I'd take it out now, but it's raining. In the morning, I'll be taking that back out and put it back in the house where it belongs, and it can stay there till next year. So yeah, so onto my list. I've missed out a few things on my list, and I better go through them. So yeah, being free of things like mortgage, rent, site fees, license, rego, and much more ongoing costs like that. That's one of the goals of this. Having a super low, super low carbon footprint, just low impact in general, and the idea of having a super tiny home that I built myself. It's not much, but I've designed it, I've built it, and so far I'm proud of it, and I'm sure I'll be much more proud of it once it's done. Now, there's a novelty aspect to this. So it's, as you can see, super bloody tiny. Being so super tiny, it's also as self-sufficient as any camper van, or it will be when it's finished. So we'll have things like a kitchen, a toilet, a shower, heater, fans. I've got all those things already, I just haven't installed them. And even one day I'm hoping to have an air conditioner, because this is all insulated, and why not take advantage of it and really go to town with some air conditioning and be comfortable. But all solar powered. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of research on that, and it may prove that we have to make a custom unit. So a friend of mine had an idea of, those portable, on those sort of on wheels air conditioners, not a cooler, a proper air conditioner that's they've got like a 4-inch duct, 4 or 5 inch, maybe 6-inch duct that goes out your door or out your window, that pumps the hot air out, and they actually pump refrigerated air in, and they're only good for a room really. Then they're not that powerful, but yeah, you can adequately cool down a bedroom with one of them. So yeah, what we were thinking of was one of those units, but changing the compressor motor, leaving all the gas lines in place with the compressor all intact, so we don't have to regas it, but changing the motor over to a 12-volt brushless motor, instead of the 240 volt, because I'm in Australia, we have 240 volt power. So instead of the 240 volt power, we'll only need 12 volt, and with brushless motor and with the solar, hopefully it all still works. So yeah, that's something that one day, in the future, I'll be experimenting, probably next summer. We're just coming into the start of this summer now, but yeah, so yeah, hopefully next summer I might have air conditioning in this, but at the moment fans are working. I'm imagining it when it gets really hot, and really hot days, that this is actually going to be a bit cooler than the old template version was, because that was just real estate signs. It didn't have great protection from the sun. But yeah, so yeah, the idea of having this to be this novelty thing where it's tinier than a tiny home, and yeah, self-sufficient and a little different, that was an accident. I didn't purposely come up with the idea of, hey, I want to build the world's, or not even the world's, but one of the smallest tiny homes you can imagine, and live in it full time. That wasn't the idea. The idea was to build something that can be towed, by something pedal powered, even with the electric assist. And yeah, so width was a major concern, because it needed to fit on bicycle paths. So yeah, I couldn't have it too wide so that it would you know, be wider than your average trike or a velomobile. It is a tiny bit wider, but not that much, just a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, I had a limit to how wide I could have it, because of the fact that we may be riding on footpaths, bicycle paths, shared bicycle ways, yeah, and yeah, so size is a consideration. So I had to have it as small as possible. I couldn't go too long either, because that's also another hazard. So I took it as long as I thought I could, and also as long as I thought was practical. So when I lie down in this, there's still a good bit of room at the end for the dogs, to be up the back where they're not bothering me, even though most of the time they're up near my legs anyway because they like a bit of company. But yeah, so basically this was an accident, the fact that it's a novelty and super tiny, but it's an accident that I enjoy, because it may prove that it launches the, so I've got a Cybertruck YouTube channel where I've detailed this build and also the Cybertruck. So I'll put a link in the description down below. If you want to check that out, watch some videos for how this was built, and also see a bit of info on the Cybertruck. I did build a core flip version of, or quarter plus version of the Cybertruck, and so that's still there. I've still got that, but it's in template form. So I've got the specs all ready to go when I start the Cybertruck build, but I've got to get this finished off first. This is priority because I'm living in it. There's no point putting my attention into the Cybertruck just yet until this is a bit more comfortable and a bit more set up. And yeah, then it's all systems full speed for building the Cybertruck. The limiting factor will be finances. So as the money comes in, I'll be buying something and building something more, just like I built this one. Bit by bit, as the money came in, I bought materials, you know, worked on it, ran out of materials, saved a bit more money, bought more materials, worked on it, until we get to where we are now, and there's still things that I need money for to continue. So just running into how tiny this is, so a lot of people are interested in how big is it, and or how big it isn't. So it's on the outside it's 2850 long in millimeters, so 2.85 meters, quite small, 9'4". On the inside it's probably 2750, 2.7 meters long, so probably around the 9 foot mark on the inside. In the width, 750 millimeters. It's about 1 meter on the outside of the wheels, I'm pretty sure. 1.02 I think it was. So a fraction over a meter on the width. And to give you an idea, so most velomobiles and trikes are around the 32 inch to 34 inch mark, so 85 centimeters or 850. So this is just a little bit wider than that, you know, like I said, about that much wider. And yeah, I did want to stretch the width as wide as I possibly could, without upsetting people too much. So if I have a velomobile come towards me on a bike path, we want to be able to get past each other. And Now I don't want to have to pull off the path to let them by, or I don't want them to have to get off the path to let them by. So there is a limit that I could go with the width, and I definitely took that to the maximum. Yes, I used every little bit of width that I could. Now, being a pop top, the top section is a little bit wider than the bottom section because it slides down over it like a, so if it's the bottom section, the top section slides over it. So if that thumb is a wall and this thumb is a wall, they go like that, and when they're up, they're like that. So the outside's a little bit wider, which gives me a little bit more room when I'm standing up, elbow room. Comes in handy when I'm getting dressed. But yeah, so height, we have, it's just over 2 meters, probably close to 2.1 meters off the ground to the roof when the roof is up. Inside we're looking at 1.8 meters, so I think I'm 1.76 or something like that, or 1.78 centimeters myself. So I wanted to have that tiny bit of room. So when I stand up, the roof is like this on my hair, just touching my hair. So I wanted enough room to be able to stand up and change tops, you know, without banging things around too much or having to squat down, you know. I've had to get change in tents, and you got to find the high part of the tent, or you got to sit down on the bed to take a jacket off and on again. It's just a pain. So I wanted that room, proper height, to be able to get dressed, to not feel too claustrophobic as well. So you can, or I can, at times feel a little bit claustrophobic in here. I've been 12 months or more of living in the template version and this version. I've had, and all in the early stages of those 12 months, I had probably about 3 episodes where I got a little bit claustrophobic. 2 of those times I just hopped out, opened the door and hopped out and had a stretch. But one of those times I just stood up. So the beauty of this is that, oh, legs have gone to sleep. Oh, the beauty of this is that I can stand up and my head is not quite on the roof. And that sort of takes away that claustrophobic feeling, the fact that you can walk around in here and, you know, oh, here we go, way back. I've got these super bright LED lights going on at the moment. Oh, that squeaky you can hear is, whoops, you're up there still. Come back down here. There you go. Don't fall. Stay still, don't move. Is it moving? No, it's still. The squeaking noise you can hear is this foil board here. It's just sitting in there, so it moves around when I move around. But yeah, once I've got those doors built and that panel glued in, there's no more squeaking. Another reason it moves around is because I've got 4 legs that go on each corner that I haven't built yet. So there's stabilizer legs to take the weight off the dolly wheel and the wheels themselves, and to give it a nice solid foundation. So we have 4 adjustable legs, 1 in each corner. So a bit more on the specs. We've also got 4 20-inch bicycle wheels that I'll be sitting on. At the moment I've only got 2 of them. But yeah, 4 heavy-duty bicycle wheels with disc brakes, independent suspension. We're going to have 12-volt trailer lights, if you will, LED trailer lights. So rear light bar, indicators, that sort of thing will all be 12-volt, and they'll all be hooked up to a standard car plug, and the Cybertruck will have a standard car plug. This already has a 50mm tow hitch, so it can be towed by a car, although not legally. So this can never be towed on the road legally by a car. It can be towed legally with the Cybertruck. So pedal powered with electric assist, it's okay, but yeah, not behind a car. It can't be registered, so yeah, there's it's not designed to be towed legally on the road. But it's a cool feature to have the standard car tow hitch and the lights. So if I'm on a property where there's a long country road and the Cybertruck might be running low on power, or it might be a bit of a hill, and there might be someone that meets me at the gate to take me up to their property that I can stay at for a week or something, and they meet me at the gate and they say, oh, I've got a tow ball here, and I say, cool, can I put my trailer on, can you tow it up to where we're going, and I'll just follow you in the Cybertruck. So yeah, it's got its advantages. And also if there's a breakdown on the Cybertruck and I need to tow the camper, that can be done, although like I said, not legally. Legally it has to be put onto a car trailer or something like that, or a box trailer, which is how I got it down to Mardi Gras a few weekends ago. So the Nimbin Mardi Gras, I took this the first weekend that I moved into it. I took it to Mardi Gras in the state it's in, not quite finished, but finished enough for me to move into it. So I decided, yeah, all the rest of the build can happen with me in it. Now that the interior is done, or almost done, it's the rest of it's, yeah, there's a bit more to go on the inside, but the rest of it's mainly the outside. There's some furnishings to build on the inside as well. I won't go into that now. But yeah, so what else have we got? Another feature it's got, instead of having an A-frame at the front, it's got just a straight bar hitch. I kind of did that to be stylish, because an A-frame provides a bit of extra storage area, as where a straight hitch doesn't give you any benefits in that regard. And also it's no stronger than an A-frame. In fact, it could be weaker. But yeah, straight bar hitch. What else have I not mentioned? I've mentioned pretty much everything. So as far as features, so all sorts of things that you'll find in a standard camper van or caravan, I intend to have in this. So just quickly, solar setup. I've already got a solar setup, but I'm going to upgrade it. So at the moment I'm running one panel. I've got 3 panels. I want 6 panels, 6 flexible panels. So 2 go on the roof and 2 go on the awnings. So there's awnings that go on both sides of this. So once the roof goes up, we've got 2 awnings that go out, and then your vestibule areas on both sides that can either be in a tent material or in a fly screen material. So I intend to have both built and have them easily zipped on and zipped off. Yeah, so that gives me a bit more room. I can have the doors open in the summer, have a nice breeze flowing through. Just makes it a bit more comfortable if I'm camping to have those up, and also a dry area just outside the doors is handy. So we've got barn style doors, so the doors split halfway. So you can open top half or bottom half independently. And there's also doors both sides. I've only got this side built at the moment, but I need more steel to finish that side up. So yeah, so we've got a solar setup. We've got things like, I've got an electric flushing toilet. I've got instant gas hot water for a shower and for if I need to wash things and stuff. I've got instant gas, LPG gas, heater. I've got fans, so I've got all that stuff already, except the solar expansion I haven't got yet. And also I went into the aircon, so that's another thing that I want to do. kitchen, just a single propane gas burner and some basic kitchen things like, you know, a pot, a pan, a plate, a bowl, some tongs, an egg flip, you know, just some basic things, and a mixing bowl, you know, nothing too flash as far as cooking setup, just a real basic setup there. And what else? Oh, and as far as power goes on the inside, there won't be any proper mains power, so it'll all be battery power and low power. So we're looking at 12 volt like cigarette lighter ports, and also plug-in USB plugs into them. So I've got these double USB things. I'll show you one. So these things here, and they're not focusing. Can we get you to focus? No. So 1 amp and 2 amp basically. But yeah, so 5 volt plugging into a 12 volt cigarette lighter port, and so I have several of them. And yeah, they're designed to power everything: my lights, my tablet, my phone, my speakers. That's pretty much it anyway. So yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, I'll put a link down below for the channel for this build and for the Cybertruck that's going with it. Some of the earliest videos in that channel, you'll notice the actual Cybertruck template version show up. And please go to that channel, follow the link down below, go to that channel, subscribe to that channel, like the videos, ask questions. Also subscribe to this channel, ask questions down below in this comment section here. I'm keen to answer people's questions, keen to hear your opinions and your views on what I'm doing. So yeah, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.